Hey everybody, Karen from Ask the Spirit Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So I did a call out on the public channel to see if anybody who had an interest in asking questions about the Renee Nicole Good situation in Minneapolis. Okay, so I'm going to ask the lead team live here with you if we can ask these questions. And if it's appropriate, they'll tell us. If it's not appropriate, they'll tell us not to do it. And I'll ask if we can talk to Renee directly. Sometimes they're fine with that. So maybe she's ready, maybe she's not. If she's not ready, the lead team will just answer the questions for us. Okay. So you don't need to worry about stuff like that. I usually don't. Usually when a situation happens, I'll wait a week or two, which I've done this time around, to call out for questions. But I think these kind of conversations can be very enlightening, not from a political perspective, but I did a call out for spiritual questions for her. Okay, I don't know what the questions are. I haven't read through them, but my sister put them together based on the questions that you guys asked. Okay, so I've got a little description, and then how many questions did you guys have? We've got quite a few. We've got 26 questions. Okay, and if this goes well, then I will do a pendulum conversation with her as well. But let's find out. Okay, I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light, and ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hello, lead team. How's it going today? Thank you, as always, for your guidance and support of our community, for each of us individually and as a collective. We really appreciate it. Do you have any concerns about the questions that we have in front of me for or about Renee Nicole Good? No. Okay. Do you think that knowing the response to these questions would be helpful for each of us who are listening? Yes, really wide swing. Okay. Is it best for you to answer the questions for us? No. Okay. So is it okay for us to bring in or call in or tap on, bring over Renee Good, her higher self? Is that okay? So she's ready for that? Yes. Okay. Oh, okay. I kind of feel, all right. Kind of feel sad. All right. Lead team, can you please tap on Renee? I mean, she's obviously in a great place right now, but okay. Hi, Renee. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, from an earthly standpoint, I'm very sorry that happened to you. It was awful to watch. So big hugs, love coming your way. If you're in the chat, if you could send the hearts out right now to Renee, because I am absolutely convinced, but we'll find out, that she took one for the team, meaning humanity. Yeah. Anytime you see that happens to anyone, it's just awful. So Renee, thank you so much for being here. At least that's how it feels from a human standpoint. You may feel differently now, but would you have any issue with the questions that I have in front of me to answer those? No. Okay. Okay, Renee, I'm going to read a short bio regarding your life, and then we can start your questions, okay? Or asking the questions. Okay, yes. All right, so Renee Nicole Good was a 37-year-old poet, writer, and mother of three who moved to Minneapolis in 2025. I don't know what month she moved there, but hopefully it was early in the year. She was seeking a more welcoming, progressive community for her family. Described by those who knew her as kind and compassionate, she was a substitute teacher and an active member of the LGBTQ+ community. On the morning of January 7, 2026, she was fatally shot by an ICE agent while acting as a legal observer in her own neighborhood. Okay. My understanding is she was dropping her child off, but it's okay. We don't need to get in it. Who cares about the details, those kind of details at this point? I thought she was dropping her child off for work, or for school, but okay. So Renee, is that short bio about you accurate? Yes. Okay. In the past months, did you place yourself on the front lines of other community interactions? Yes. Okay. And so you were, how did they phrase that? I have not heard of that. That's interesting. A legal observer, you guys. That is new to me. Did you volunteer to be a legal observer in your community? Wow. Yes. Okay. Very cool. I had not heard of that. I'm behind the times, apparently. Was it your intention to ensure that the truth was documented? Yes. Did you believe this commitment to bearing witness was both a civic duty and a spiritual calling for yourself? Yes. Does that mean that all humans should feel that same duty to become a legal, what was it called again? A legal, I keep forgetting where is it? A legal observer. I keep forgetting the word observer. Like, should everybody step up to become a legal observer? No. Okay. So people who step up to become a legal observer in situations like this, is that their spiritual calling to do it? Yes. Did you hesitate to even do this at all? Become a legal observer? No. And is that because you were nudged by, well, now you can see it, but were you nudged by your higher self to do that? Yes. So if some of us are not called to do that, is that because that is not what does our higher self still want us to do it? No. And I'm asking these questions so that there's all sorts of roles people can play when change is needed, right? And we don't need to all play the same role or expect everybody to play the same role. No. Okay. Very cool. All right. Was your presence as a legal observer, I got to move the questions up, was it intended to be a peaceful act of bearing witness? Yes. Did you feel peaceful when you were in the car up until the very end? You could tell. I mean, she was like smiling and, her present, like the way she even had like her hand out the door looked very inviting, It didn't look like, yeah, she was panicking or anything like that. Were you a known member of the community? Yes. Did you believe that you had a level of safety from being a known member? I don't know what that means, in quotes, known member, but you guys probably do. Okay. I guess, what does that mean? I got to look it up just so in case some of you don't know. Okay, so a known member of a community is an individual who is recognized, familiar, and often trusted by other members within a specific group, neighborhood, or organization. They are generally defined by their active participation, visibility, and established relationships rather than just official membership status. Okay, that makes sense. I just have never seen that way. I'm learning so much. I always learn so much during all of these, which I really appreciate. Okay, so were you a known member? Yes, she said yes. Did you believe that you had a level of safety from being a known member? She said yes. Okay. Did the officer know of your presence, your previous attendance at community interactions? Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Then what the actual F? That's all I have to say. What the actual F? Yeah, she says yes. Were you targeted by ICE this is all allegedly and for entertainment purposes only, I better say that. Were you targeted by ICE due to your attendance at previous community interactions? Okay, good. No, that would have been horrifying if you said yes. No. Did you feel like your life was in danger while you were talking and smiling with the officer as seen in the video? No. Did the officer have their badge or identification clearly visible during the interaction? Yes. Yes. Could you see their face even though could you see their face on their badge? No. Okay. Because, again, they're still, I don't know. To me, that just feels very scary. Because like I'm only used to seeing things like this from other countries, So if somebody was like charging my car like that, I would probably freak out too. Not that she freaked out, but just try to get out of the situation. Okay. Was the officer's weapon drawn and aimed at you during the entire conversation? No. Did the officer appear to be acting alone without immediate backup present? Yes. Okay. Did your vehicle make physical contact with the ICE officer? No. Were you actively trying to move out of harm's way when the incident began? Yes, which you can tell. I've watched a body movement expert, and she's already turning the wheel, like she was turning the wheel when she was even had her hand out the door, all that kind of stuff. So she was trying to get out of the way. And her brake lights were on. So yeah. Were you actively, did you ever anticipate that the situation would escalate into a life-threatening encounter? No. Nope. Was the officer's reaction based on a misunderstanding of your intentions? Yes. Okay. Do you, now that you're in spirit form only, do you recognize the soul of the officer who took your life? Yes. Do you happen to be in the same soul family? Yes. Okay. Are you angry at that soul for taking your life this early? No. Was this one of your planned exit points in your life as part of your birth plan? Yes. And you decided to take this one? Yes. Was this a part of your birth plan to call attention in a really big way to this kind of situation happening in the United States? Yes. Well, again, thank you for taking one for the team then. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Are you angry at the soul that took your life? No. Okay. So did you guys have an agreement prior to this that this could happen this way? Yes. Okay. Is there a chance that you might have in a previous lifetime helped his soul, well, we'll just say his soul exit in a more violent way in a previous lifetime? Yes. Does this have anything to do with karma at all? Karma balancing? No. So it had nothing to do with karma balancing. Okay. So both of you were playing a role for the greater good? Yes. So we have to remember that he was playing a role for the greater good too, right? Yes, she's saying yes. So, okay. Let's see. Did the officer give a verbal command to stop your vehicle before discharging their weapon? I think it just happened so damn fast. No. Was the officer standing directly in the path of your car when the shots were fired? Yes. Was the officer's escalated response driven by PTSD from being hit by a vehicle previously? Yes. Would the officer have been did the officer have enough time to jump out of the way? Because the thing is, yes. Because the thing is, again, if we're looking to blame somebody, right? But should we be blaming him if he played a role in helping humanity? That is the question. Because if you're going to sit there, and that we are going to continue talking about the 3D to 5D transition. If you're going to sit in the blame of the officer, you will sit in a 3D experience. If you can see they were both playing a role and you can accept that, then you can continue your time right now in a 5D. So we are all going to flip between 5D and 3D constantly until we get really used to just staying in the 5D. So I am going to continue to bring 3D to 5D examples so that, one, I can convince my brain, because that's where I want to be. I want to stay in 5D. But this is an example. So that's why every time I come on now, I'm going to be, if it's appropriate, when I can see it. So I also would love it in the community, if I don't see it, if we could continue to help each other in the comments, like, oh, this is a 3D perspective, because that is what I don't think we are going to wake up one morning and we're going to be in 5D. I think we are going to transition, just like, the death process transition. We're going to transition from 3D to 5D, and we have to get stronger in knowing what that 5D feels like and what the 3D feels like. So it feels like a 5D experience to me to believe that they both played a role for the greater good of humanity. But if you're going to sit in blame of him, then you're going to sit in a 3D experience until you can let that go when you think about it. Okay. So what do you think about that? That's one example. It doesn't mean I'm right. But I just wonder, does that feel right to you? Okay. It feels right to me. And that's the only reason why I'm using that as an example, because when I think about them both playing a role for our betterment, I can release my judgment towards it. If I don't think of it that way, then so if I can release my judgment, I'm going to be sitting in 5D, right? But if I can't, let's say 4D, this is the transition period or whatever. Why don't we ever talk about 4D? Why? We never talk about 4D. Okay, let's see. Yes, and so he had the PTSD. I mean, could he have jumped out of the way? Absolutely. I don't know why he pulled his, but again, we don't know why he did, because it doesn't matter why he did, because they were both playing a role for the betterment of humanity. You see what I mean? So none of the what happened questions even matter if you can believe that. If you can believe they both played a role for the betterment of humanity, which has called a lot of awareness to it, hasn't it? And that's good. It's good for those who are in the 3D, which is all of us from time to time, right? Okay. Were you aware of your higher purpose in the moments leading up to your passing? No. And now you're clearly aware of your higher purpose about it? Yes. Okay. Should we consider your transition to be an act of spiritual martyrdom? No. No. Okay. Were you greeted by your late husband upon your arrival on the other side? Yes. Very cool. And your husband was waiting for you? Yes. Was he there even, did he know it was going to happen, that this was your time? Yes. Okay. I couldn't find does anyone know how her husband passed? It doesn't really matter, but I just wondered how he had passed. Is your current state one of pure love and pure sunshine as described by your loved ones? Oh, yes. So that's hard. It's hard to let somebody like that transition early. We needed you here on Earth too, Yes, she says yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, now the community just lost a legal observer. So, but was your role of transitioning at this time greater than your current state of pure love and pure sunshine? Was that more important than, yes, okay. Was it more important than you having a role of being legal observer? Yes. I love the fact that Renee, you moved here in 20, you moved there 2025. You established a community really fast. Wow, that's amazing. Yes, that's amazing. All right. A couple more questions. Is your life and is your life's end currently inspiring a movement of compassion? Yes. For just white people? No. Okay, so for all people, it's inspiring a movement of compassion. Yes. Okay. Was that the sole purpose? Yes. Will this transition help laws get into place faster than they would have otherwise? Yes. Okay. All right. Is the atmosphere at the site of your passing truly shifting towards one of peace? Wow. Yes. Okay. Looking back from your current perspective, would you choose to act differently in the moments before your transition? No. Nope. Would the officer, knowing what you know now, would you have wanted the officer to act differently in the moments before your transition? No. See, again, we just have to trust you guys that a lot of this stuff, we take on a lot of other people's fears. We look at situations and fear them because of we would hate to experience it ourselves, right? But we're not experiencing most of what we see other people experience, right? So that's why like social media and the news and all that makes it so much harder because we are experiencing so many more things from just a viewpoint rather than an actual experience of it. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's really interesting. So, okay, Renee, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your time. And thank you for you agreeing to whatever you agreed to do. And thank you to the officer as well that you guys did this to really help. I mean, the officer's I mean, you're in a much better place. The officer's life's probably going to suck until he transitions. Are you, yes, she's saying yes. Are you supporting that officer right now from a spirit? Yes. Okay. That's nice. Okay. Renee, do you have any interest in having a pendulum conversation with me? Okay, cool. She says yes. All right. Okay, you guys. So tomorrow I will have the conversation with her and I will post that tomorrow. She'll probably have some spiritual um, wisdom for us, which I really appreciate coming through the pendulum. So, all right. I hope this was helpful and let me know what you think and we'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye-bye.